What's up, Bucs Report? What's up, Bucs Report? Bucs Report.
Go Bucs!
We go hard. That's my squad. That's my team. Go get that ring. Yeah, on that off-season grind. Training camp gotta shine. Put in work, mud and dirt. One game at a time. One thing I know, we gon' go hard. Tap of the squad, the team is so raw. Look out for corner if you running the ball. Jerry McCoy, JCP, Paul. We go hard. Go Bucs, that's my squad. Go Bucs, that's my team. Go Bucs, get that ring. Go Bucs, we go hard. Go Bucs, that's my squad. Go Bucs, that's my team. Go Bucs, get that ring. Go Bucs. Tampa. Yeah, red and black ball cap, 1-3 reppin' Mikey. A 1-3 for my QB. Play action when he drop back and hit D Jackson for the long pass.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay!
Fire them cannons in the Ray J. No team is hanging with us. Yeah, lead teams in the dust that can't handle the rush. Bust you for talking that smack. Your team getting crushed. Yeah, Levante, Ronald Jones, Hargreaves, Cameron Brake. We on go, no breaks. Humphreys, Godwin, Marpet, Noah Spence, OJ, Donovan, Winston, Charles Sims, Brett Grimes. We on the grind. The South is ours. Watch us shine, making money moves, eating W's in a double move, make them triple shoes. We go hard. Go Bucs, that's my squad. Go Bucs, that's my team. Go Bucs, get that ring. Go Bucs, we go hard. Go Bucs, that's my squad. Go Bucs, that's my team. Go Bucs, get that ring. Go Bucs. 813 all day, Tampa Bay, BUCCANEERS. Go Bucs. Tampa Bay on the rise. We coming for that ring. We coming for that trophy. Super Bowl 2018.
Start this as we always do. I just have one question. Is this thing rolling? Is this thing rolling? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to BucsReport.com with your host, Mr. Buccaneer Blake yourself. Reporting live out of my small corner of BUCnBLAKE bringing to you my flavor of my Buccaneers and, you know, what's going on with them and things around the league and stuff like that, you know, and how it affects us and things of the nature. I know you guys checked out Tony's Take on Tuesday and some of the other shows that broadcast. I like to get everybody else on there so I can get them on advertising just like they do me. Again, you know, welcome everybody here. You're going to hear a lot of the same thing, but it's just some different perspective from me. And, you know, my favorite part that, you know, I go into the film session and everything like that. So you guys, please make sure to check out everything and let me know what you feel. Make sure to comment, leave your thoughts and stuff here, so, you know, so I can, you know, get to them. Scroll down as I hit a, you know, a little break in between and save myself from talking. Let us know where you're from. If you sit at the stand of your season ticket holder, please put up your section, which state you're from, where you're repping at. Sorry I'm late. I'm like a little 20 minutes late doing the show. Obviously, I didn't jump in the thing. Well, I didn't know that if I didn't jump into the session quick enough, Facebook would delete my already previous scheduled appointment to get on here. So I had to redo that and make sure everything was up so I can give you guys everything I need to give you and go through the topics and everything. Also give the shout out to our sponsors. You know, the sponsors: L. Bushman, Christian Joanne, Eric Wilson, and Chris O. and the Rat Pack Sports Show with Derek Jones. Make sure to give those guys, you know, lots of love and support. Make sure to give all the other shows. So on Tuesday, talk Tampa Tony on Tony's Takes on Tuesdays. That's from 8 to 8:30. BritBucs Bites at 1 to 1:30, and that's on Tuesdays. Wednesdays, Bill and Larry's show, weekly wrap up at 8:30 p.m. L. Bushman's fantasy show as well. Saturdays, Peter Blake, the Sports Play, 3 to 6. All out to you here from BucsReport.com. So we're gonna go. I know you've probably already seen the topics and stuff in the subtitle, so we're just gonna, you know, go down as we go. Let's recap. Well, Montana I know you feel it. I was in Philadelphia. I had to watch all the Bucs game. It was long ago before they had NFL Rewind and all that. I used to have to watch the dots move, and I could tell you everything that happened in the game. I just never saw it, so I had to see the updated. Zach, bring that back up later, Zach. We'll talk about that. Just not right now. I don't want to get discombobulated because a lot of times you guys put up good stuff and I get sidetracked. And I'm easy to do that, especially if it's a good topic. So Zach, put a pin in that. We'll talk about that later. And what Zach's talking about is that. So we'll start with we'll recap Steelers versus the Bucs versus Steelers Monday Night Football. So we give up 30 points in the first half, but we give up 0 points in the second half, which was pretty good. The defense locked it down, gave them no points. Defense was shut down in the second half, and a lot of it wasn't. Everybody wants to rag on the defense and all that. It wasn't all their fault. Offense was responsible for a lot of those points on the board. A lot of points on the board as well. With a pick six and turnover inside the red zone. So, it's not all on the defense. At least 14 to 21 points is not on the defense. But the defense gave up no points in the second half. And granted, we couldn't stop them. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to that in a minute. I was reading the comments. That's what the long pause was. I guess I'll just give my take, and I'll go back to what you guys are commenting on. So I'm going to lose track. We started out the game, I go down. We trade possessions, then we get the ball back. We got the ball back with the second possession, go down, score to a Cameron in the back of the end zone to, from Fitzpatrick, good pass. We had a nice run to a trap play to Peyton Barber that set it up on the 4-yard line. But then in the ensuing drive, a 3rd and 14 pass to the tight end, which you all know what happened. Chris Conte ended his career in Tampa here with that play Monday night. And then with all that, Steelers were rolling on all cylinders, put up 30 on us, and managed to come back in the second half and made it a game. A lot of people keep talking about the defense. The defense was the one that allowed us to get that last game-winning drive with 3 minutes left. That was supposed to be the game with all the turnovers and everything. That was supposed to be the game-winning drive right there. Instead, we went 3 and out, gave the ball back to the Steelers, asked the defense to stop them again, which that's not going to happen. Not 2 drives in a row. And there was a huge third down that I think William Golston got held on. Big Ben was managed to throw the ball back across his body and get the first down, which ultimately ended up killing us, took the air out of us. It was a 3rd and long, could have got the stop. But again, like I said, that play should have never went there. We should have scored on that last drive, ate up all that clock, and went down to either tie the game or score and take the lead in that game. But instead, we went 3 and out after a great stop by the defense previously, and like I said again, gave up no points in the second half. So everybody's talking about the defense, but no points in the second half, and managed to give our offense a chance to score and come back. So let me go to the let me go into the topics here. These comments and stuff. Can you address the possible us grabbing Earl Thomas? I'll talk about that when we go into the players' availability and stuff like that. So like I said, Zach, keep popping it up in here so I can see it. I wish more Bucs were televised in Montana. Yeah, we got to get I think NFL Pass or whatever it is, so you might be able to watch. I'm not sure what the cable subscribers and stuff up there offer, what kind of packages, but yeah, you can definitely watch the games on NFL.com. How about Bell? Bell's not going to play until he signs his franchise tag. Until then, I'm not going to really see much about Bell. And the same happens with us if they trade for him, or if the Steelers are even interested in trading him. It's the same thing. He's going to have to sign a long-term deal. And I'm not really about giving a running back $20 million. We can get a running, but we got to pay a quarterback, and we got to give a defensive end $20 million. I'd rather do that than a running back in a league that's not predominantly needed. A running back's not needed like that anymore to give $20 million a passing game. I know a guy, Steeler fan, was arguing with me, and Bell leads all backs with catching passes. I mean, we can too, but we don't really throw to our running backs, so therefore be erased. Too bad 2 drop passes in the end zone killed us, absolutely, which and then led to a field goal. Missed opportunity too, Rick. You're right. The 2 drop passes. Gerald McCoy over Mac. Played 2 different positions, 2 different responsibilities. Corey. So, I'm not trying to be biased, with Gerald McCoy, but he's been a good man here, and I wouldn't doubt him over Mac. It'd be nice to see them together, but it doesn't look like that was going to happen. Rick Denton says Fitz was out of it in the first half, but damn, second half was on fire till the last drive. It ran out of gas the last drive, Rick. Is it a must win for Bucs this Sunday? It's way too early to say it's a must win because it's only the first quarter of the season. Being if we lose to the Bears, we'd be 2-2 and back at 500, which isn't a bad place. But I'd much rather be looking at 3-1 leaving the first quarter of the season. And my prediction was Bucs were going to be 3-1 anyways out of the 3 games we played. Could have been 3-0, but so be it. Oh yeah, Catherine, you like the backdrop? Yeah, my stepfather gave me that when I graduated college. He gave me that from a store. It takes up the whole wall. And I can actually see where I sit over here, down over here in this section, right over here where the end zone, where all the stuff happens right down there. It's pretty cool. All right. These things slide in. I don't even. Why did that idiot continue to hold on? D Jackson's TD return on the play wasn't even a factor. I have no idea. These players get caught up in the play sometimes and make bonehead decisions and stuff like that, Kevin. God, it's crazy, but that would have helped. It would save time and everything from going down the field score. Granted, we scored on that drive, but there was a time factor. We need to trade Cleveland for Nick Chubb. It's possible. It depends on what they want to give up because Carlos Hyde seems to be playing well for them. And, he's on a bigger contract. Will we see Winston second half? Who knows? I really don't know, Corey. I don't know what's going on. It seems like, all the Bucs writers and everybody are playing on this QB controversy things. Yep, I'll see you too, Rick. QB controversy thing, so everybody's riding that right now, so they're going to keep that going for the time being. But if I had to say the breaking point in the game was the pick six. The pick six was the breaking point for me in the game because not only did you turn the ball over, you could have said the breaking point was a lot of points in the game. It took the air out of us, a pick six right down there in the red zone. He threw a pick on the 2-yard line. It was an easy pick. That's one of the plays I want you guys to see in film session, how he missed Cameron Brate wide open on the play and threw a horrible pass to Jacquez Rogers out of the backfield, which Bud Dupree was actually, he blew his coverage. He was actually supposed to be covering Cameron Brate and missed his assignment and ended up lucking out and catching the ball from the high pass thrown over Jacquez Rogers' head for a pick six, Bud Dupree. So it's yeah. He said prediction Winston's return week 5. I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen with that. Everybody keeps talking about the hot hand. The hot hand went cold Monday night. And this season, have a good day Sunday. Best defense we have been so far. Defense is not bad. It's growing pains right now. A lot of young players playing. A lot of injuries happening. So, everybody's trying to get so hard on the defense. But, this is what it is. You got a very young, talented team. And we're putting all these guys in for the first time, getting the first flavor of NFL and learning what to do, what to not to do, how to, play play with using your intuitions and stuff like that, not thinking too much and just playing. Corey, we need Le'Veon Bell, Peyton Barber cannot do it full game. So it's always been hard to say. Is it the play calling? Is it the schemes, or is it the running back? It's really hard to say. Yeah, Joseph. Yep, it was a floating pass, and that's pretty much what what happened to pick six. You'll see it in film session here, live in this session with me. I would like to see us pick up John Fox or defensive coordinator. I wouldn't even, the play calling on defense isn't too bad. It's just, I mean, we played with three really good teams. All have franchise quarterbacks. Well, I'm going to say Nick Foles was a franchise quarterback. That game should have been worse than it was, but again, we couldn't run the ball and steal the game against the Eagles, and they just did their part and came back in the game. The Saints game, same thing, can't run the ball, but you played a Hall of Famer and Drew Brees, but another Hall of Famer, a Big Ben. So, I mean, we'll see. Like, we playing against the Bears, and Mitchell Trubisky's going to come out here and cut us up for 400 yards passing. Then I could agree with you guys on that. But you guys, I'm not going to say all of you. A lot of you didn't think the Buccaneers were going to be 2-1. We were going to be 0-3, especially playing the Super Bowl champs in week 2. So, with that being said, Bucs lost because wet weather ground. That has something to do with it. But the Steelers played in the same conditions. This team has something. Last year's team didn't have heart. This team doesn't quit. It doesn't quit. There's definitely something different about this team. Why do the Bucs keep ignoring the serious issues at running back? I think you and maybe a lot of people thought we were going to be better at running the game, especially with Barber's preseason performance. Obviously, it's not. I think it will be addressed, Kevin. I think it's going to be addressed. So just wait. And we'll talk about that again in another section. Let's move on to the next topic. We lose 30-27 in the game we could have won. A lot of it, we gave that game away and put ourselves in a hurtful position. And it was just, we gave ourselves one last chance and couldn't do it. Thumbs up pretty much the season right there. I mean, pretty much the game. Where are we at? Here seems to be the big, what in the world just happened here? Did it go black on you guys' end? Holy moly, what was that? All right, glad we're back here. That was good. All right. What team are you on? Team Fitzpatrick, Team Winston, or Team Bucs? Where do you stand? I'm on Team Bucs. I respect any decision that they pick. I just want to win games. I think Winston understands that, and I think Fitzpatrick says, I think Winston's press conference was the best. You can tell how excited he is to be back with his guys, celebrating and all that. Like I say, you can even be on the sideline too, dap people up and tell them great job and tell them good things they're doing and stuff like that. Like, it hurts spending all that offseason with your guys and you can't even celebrate with them when they're making big plays out there in your absence. And I'm just glad you bet, and everybody keeps asking him questions, about Fitzpatrick and this, that, and the third. And he's answered that right. He's never been a selfish player. And if Fitzpatrick's, coming to play, then so be it. Winston's going to be right there cheerleading for him. And the last words he says as he's walking out to Jason Light, he's like, Fitzpatrick's going to light it up, right? And then he walked out. He had faith in Fitzpatrick the whole time. Those guys have a good bond. Fitzpatrick knows this is Winston's team, and Fitzpatrick is playing basically for us because of his kids. His kids didn't want him to retire yet. They wanted him to play another year, and they get to be down here in Florida, and everybody's having a great time. A couple guys I know playing against Fitzpatrick's kids. And Pee Wee leagues and all that other stuff. So, he's having a great time out here in Tampa, and just enjoying the moment. You don't have a whole lot left, and I think he's just blessed, to be in this predicament he is. I really don't think Fitzpatrick wants to take over this team. I know fans want to, but Winston and Fitzpatrick fans, are bumping heads and stuff like that. And like I said, I told you I'm not going to really go into the whole Fitzpatrick career thing because Tony did a lot of that on Tuesday. Fitzpatrick really didn't have a winning season until his 10th year in the league, and that's from Buffalo on. I mean, Cincinnati wasn't asked to play, so you can't really hold that against him because he wasn't asked to play. But a lot of times when he was asked to play, it just didn't happen. And he didn't really have the weapons either. And Winston should come in and do the same kind of plays if he gets that kind of protection Fitzpatrick got. So, they both bring different kind of skill sets. Fitzpatrick, he'll take off when he can, but Winston's also very good at scrambling and getting away from defenders as well in his own way. So they both have different traits that help this team win. Let me take a look. What you guys' comments here? Can't cover. I never liked Conte. He can't cover the run and usually sure tackler, but boy, he can't cover anybody in this league. Old doesn't mean anything. John took Carolina to the Super Bowl and had a nasty defense. Him there, yes, they did. Jack Del Rio should be the Bucs defensive coordinator, replaced by Smith. Who's to say if Jack Del Rio comes in, something's going to be different? Who knows? I used to Winston all day. Do you think our own lane contain Mac? I don't think any O-line can contain Mac one-on-one. What you're going to have to do is slide protection his way, chip with the back. You're going to get him slowed down from him coming with full speed. And again, you see the tape, Mac's coming at full speed, and even with three guys blocking, it's not going to make a difference. Fitzpatrick or Winston has to get the ball out of their hand, make the read, and keep moving. Do you think Chris Conte is he's used to like him not after Monday take his legs out. Yeah, you got to come at the legs, man, and at least slow the boy down, grab a jersey or something. So you can't just let the man run over you and give up an easy touchdown. At least make him earn it. You know what I mean? So like I said, I'm Team Bucs. I'm down for whatever decision, just like both of the quarterbacks are. Everybody's on the same page here, and ain't nobody rooting for anybody different. A lot of us other, Bucs Report guys are talking about the same thing. Provided the hot topic seems to be talking about it could be controversy, but in the end, it's tearing the fans apart because, there's people that are talking about, race being a reason, or if Winston's in the same situation, he would get tore up and they were defending Fitzpatrick, and Winston was in the same kind of predicament. Fitzpatrick was in, played bad in the first half, came back in the second half, and lost the game, and then Winston, was put on the grill and was getting roasted, and Fitzpatrick just did the same thing. It's whatever, and people want to make their money and get their name out there talking about stuff like this, but I'm not sure if a lot of them are even Bucs fans. A lot of the other guys that do the right, and I just think they're more clickbait and things like that. So it's whatever. I'm not gonna knock a man trying to feed his family and make money and things like that. I'm not that kind of guy. Tony back ahead, so isn't it? Tony Dungy. We'll get into Dungy too, Corey. It's another conversation. I think when Winston comes back, he'll light it up just as well, if not better than Fitz, as long as he doesn't keep trying to force it to Evans to get up. If anything, I think he forces it more to Great than Evans, but I agree. Where are we at? Yeah, keep the comments coming. It's great. It's great dialogue. The Bucs signed Andrew Adams to take Chris Conte's spot. Panthers signed Eric Reed. So that's a two-part thing right there. I think, again, if you guys are, from out of town, post where you're from, whatever section you sit in, post what section you sit in and let us know where you're at. From what I understand, Andrew Adams was with the Giants. He played, at least 26 games, I think, and had like 12 starts or something like that. It was fairly decent. He was undrafted, and the Giants cut him for whatever reason. Maybe depth breathing. Maybe they outdid his welcome. I'm not sure, whatever reason, just like we cut Freddie Martino, but I'm already going to tell you what's the deal with that. I'll get into that in a minute. And then the Panthers signed Eric Reed. He could have signed Eric Reed, but, football now. Yeah, excuse me, I'm just trying to scroll up so I can see people's comments so I don't miss it. Well, Whitehead's already taken Conte's spot because Conte's out for the season. Rule section 114, I'm in 147 in the end zone. 147. There it is, 147 in the end zone. D-Jack ran his kickback. Whitehead's already taken the spot. So, I'm glad to see that. I knew it was going to happen one way or another. Whitehead makes very good tackles and not afraid to come up and pop somebody. But he's got to play with a little more, I'm going to say resiliency, because that's not the right word I want to use. The word, I mean, yeah, absolutely, Jeremy. He's going to take it long term. So I don't think Conte's back after this. There's no coming back from that. And you know what, the Conte thing, I know people were trying to say, bless his heart, trying to play injured with a torn patella or ACL or LCL or whatever he had. In the end, you playing with that injury ended up costing us a touchdown. You knew you couldn't run, with anybody step for step, but yet you kept playing, and it ended up hurting us better than helping us. It hurt us because you could have put a younger player that's actually good in coverage in on that play, and the play doesn't go for a touchdown, and you don't get hurt. You're still with the team, and you're still able to play later on or fill in, situations and stuff like that. So in the long run, it was a selfish act, and it ended up costing us a touchdown. Possibly, you want to say 7 points cost us the game. We don't know if everything else plays out the same. So, that's just what it is. What do you think about the flop by Big Ben? It's not just him. Everybody's doing it. He did touch him in the head, but it's ridiculous. It's where we're at now. Bushman, Santiago, it's just where we're at now. Conte sucks anyway. Yes, this is absolutely true. Yep, Devin, that's just where we're at now with this league. Where we at? So, Eric Reed goes to the Panthers. We'll see how he go. We'll see how that goes. Only guy left, I think, is Kenny Vaccaro. I think he's left out there, unless he's still with somebody else, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, correct me, post that up, and I'll get to it. But that's kind of crazy. So let's move this on to Tony Dungy's Ring of Honor. Tony Dungy, a good man. Played some football with his son Eric. It was good to see Eric out there on the field with his father. Played for the Titans. That's right. You're right. Zoe Lewis. I thought they might have cut him. Thank you. Zoe Lewis put up it. Kenny Vaccaro plays for the Titans, so that's another option not there. I believe Jameis Winston is the future of the franchise. Fitzpatrick is an amazing run. Absolutely. He's having fun. Oh, Joe, somebody brought that up already about Earl Thomas. We'll get to that in a minute. Earl Thomas talk. We got Tony Dungy. Tony Dungy, when it's all said and done, when Tony Dungy passes or whatever happens to him later on in life, people are going to forget that he was a head coach. Tony Dungy's game was never to finish with NFL Super Bowl or whatever you want to call it as the staple of his career. Like Tony said, he wanted to show people that you can do these things and still have Christian values. And, I don't know what everybody's religious purpose is and stuff like that. He was just a good man. And, he lost his son, and, in his lifetime. They said, we played against his son Eric. And he's a well-polished young man that lives out here in the Tampa Bay community. And his staple in his career and in his life wasn't supposed to be an NFL. He helped Mike Vick get back on his feet in a career and move forward and come back in the league and almost take the Eagles to a Super Bowl. He's some amazing things behind the scenes that you will never know about. And he doesn't really take credit for it. He's a great man to see out in public. Spends a lot of time with his grandkids and stuff like that. He's just, we need to take notice and be like people like that. And it seems like we gravitate more towards people who are the exact opposite, but yet we get upset why the world is the way it is. Because maybe, Tony Dungy's way isn't as flashy, isn't as appealing and drama filled, and it draws your attraction because TV and the media and everybody likes to gain your attention, with negativity and things like that. But that's just what it is. It's just, he's a good man, and I'm glad to see him up there, and I've seen all of those up there with Jimmy Giles and everybody that's made it in the Ring of Honor. So, I'm going to give my little part for Tony right there before we move on. Move on. All right, let me get to the part that you guys are bickering about. Possible trades and who is available. We talked about Kenny Vaccaro that's not available. And I don't know, not sure who we could trade for, who wants to leave a team and stuff like that. So that's something I'm gonna have to look into. Jared Thompson said somebody's talking about trading Quan. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Eric Bennett. Trade Quan. Corey, what in the world? Trade Quan Alexander for Le'Veon Bell in the offseason. Re-sign both guys. Yeah, that's not going to happen. And the Bucs would be barbecued if they did something like that. Tony Dungy is a great managing coach. Way to honor him. Absolutely. I agree with that. Ashmat. We do need a better run game, but Jeremy, absolutely. He said something. Hopefully Rojo can learn the playbook and read defenses. I'm not sure if the playbook is the issue. It might be other things that we can't understand quite yet. Trade for Earl Thomas. Joe and somebody said that earlier. You know, my opinion might change on that. Because I said at the beginning of the year, you know, the only way you trade picks and stuff for Earl Thomas is if you're ready to go for a Super Bowl run and you're ready to do that. And I said, and I quote, and I'm not ashamed to say what I believed earlier. I said, we're not a team that's ready to go to the Super Bowl with our quarterback being suspended, and we got to play three of the toughest teams plus with a backup quarterback. But I did believe we can go 2-1. I thought the 2 wins would come with Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. I thought the Saints we might drop. But I was, one of two. I picked the Eagles. We did beat the Eagles, and we lost to the Steelers, and those were the 2 PA teams I thought we were going to beat. So it's a possibility on what the Bucs believe if that's something they want to do. But the only reason I don't believe in giving him big draft picks for Earl Thomas because he's 30 years old and there's no longevity out of that. And we've spent a lot of draft picks in the secondary to go ahead and give up draft picks for a 30-year-old safety that's worried about playing with his body and taking things slower now after he watched his counterpart Cam Chancellor retire and basically have to get out of the league because of an injury from beating his body up. So it's interesting. Corey, Ron Jones is a joke of a second-round pick. As of right now, I couldn't argue with that. What do you think the chance of Nick Chubb in Cleveland of trading for him? It all depends on what they have planned for him, how they feel about him. They ran him a lot in preseason, so I'm really not sure what we're going to do with that. We really need a better second team. What do you mean, Hector? The second team in what position I'm talking about? Michael Hunter says James Winston equals near future NFL QB. Absolutely. If he continues to play as he did in preseason, he'll be just fine. Santiago, secondary needs help. Can't trade any of our prime stars or linebackers. Says sorry for being mean, but Eric. Oh yeah, Jeremy. Sometimes the right thing is saying nothing at all. Our safety is where we need help. Yeah, because now we have injury there and we cut teeth. Tandy's always available, can pick back up. Not sure if he's on anybody else. Oh, second team defense. I mean, if you're talking about defensive line rotation, we're injured on the defense. We got a lot of guys out. And, same thing with secondary. Brent Grimes, still not ready to play yet. With that groin injury, I can tell. But he's kind of forced to play with all the injuries that happen, especially the guy we just picked up. So we're running out of options here, and we have to play on our guys and trust our abilities and trust our players. Vita out, Browers says Vita out season. What kind of injury is a tear? He doesn't have a tear; it's a calf strain. It's just annoying, agony pain. It's just really at this point, it's how much pain you can deal with. If you're not affected, then there's no point of being in there getting pushed out the way and causing your team harm, much like harm. Which I was talking about Chris Conte playing with that torn knee and ended up costing a big play later in the game. And my favorite film section for the Steelers and Bears. Dun, 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 dun. So get your popcorn ready. Here we go. Audio still up. All right. We're in the Steelers game here. The first thing we're going to talk about is the first quarter. I'll go back and forth to see you guys' comments and stuff. I'm going to show the plays 3 times, 3 in real time, and then 3 with coaches cam. So we're going to 10-26 in the first quarter, Pittsburgh possession. Justin Evans, INT. Oh, no. There we go. I said, what did I say? 10-26. We're gonna go to 10. All right, where are we at? It's good blitz pickup. Make you run the long way. Chris Conte getting stiff armed and tight end gets. All right, here we at 10-26. First and 10, ball on the 48. Now this is the importance of pressure. Steelers come out in trips, probably on motion Vance McDonald across the body. See what kind of coverage it is. So now you got guard, tackle, tight end, double tight end to the right. You got sidecar to the right. Normally you would be worried if sidecar was to the left because that would probably be a handoff going to the right-hand side. Who dropped the backer down? You just send 4, mush the tight ends at the line, so Ben has nowhere to go. Top of the screen there. Look at Jason Pierre-Paul down here. Look at Jason Pierre-Paul, the pressure. He's drawing 2 linemen to him. Both linemen have to protect Ben. So now look at that freeze up. Defensive tackle there. Forget his name. Number 56. And Golston was about to get the sack. And Big Ben forces the pass. And Justin Evans gets the pick. So again, you get to see from coaches cam. Look at the amount of pressure Jason Pierre-Paul gets. Should have gotten the sack. We missed it. But instead, we forced the pick. Turn the ball over. I'll take that over the sack any day because we got the ball back. And I think we scored on this drive. Picked off. Show you again. Pressure. Look at the pressure. Just look at that pressure. Look at that. 2 linemen are there, so everybody's in 1-on-1. Somebody's got to beat it. Somebody's got to beat that. They do, but he missed the sack. One more time. That's just the importance of pressure. That's supposed to be a sack, but instead, Justin Evans makes a great play and picks the ball off. Now I'm gonna bump back and see what you guys' comments are. That's all BS too. Move Brent Grimes to safety. It's not that easy just to move people to safety. It's a whole different perspective in the way you look at things. I got it paused right now because I'm reading the comments, so don't think nothing's wrong. It sucks every year. We grab these good draft picks but never do anything with them. They traded them before they become the best players. Yeah, sometimes because, fans grow impatient and, teams listen to the fans and players ownership gets impatient as well. And Evans, of course. Bucs should continue to invest heavy on O&D linemen and count on Jameis Goodwin. Yeah, you really Yeah, perennial playoff team, I believe. Yeah, invest in the guys that you already got. That's great outlook, Michael. You need to invest in the guys we got already. You don't really have to keep. You just add other players because if you got good offense and defensive linemen, every other player is intangible. It is intangible. What's the deal with the rookie running back Jones? What do you think the coach is thinking about him? I'm thinking they're thinking they made a bad pick. I think they're thinking that, and hopefully he can turn it around. He's very mature. He's 21 years old. So we'll see. Brett Grimes is making $2 million, so we got to get younger in our DBs. Brett had a good run, but getting shredded. Yes, and we'll see that in the game in the tape. But he is old and he's still dealing with a groin injury at 35 years old. Vea might suit up against the Bears. We'll see. We will see. What's up, Steven? So let's move back to the tape. Check that guys' comments. So the next play here I want to show you again is 626. We're talking about Brent Grimes, and let me show you the importance of knowing what's going on in the game and paying attention to small details in the game. And I'm going to show you two plays. No, this is Bucs TD 626. Okay, is that? Yeah, let me scroll down. We were talking about Brent Grimes and injuries and just being a veteran in the game to see things, because the little things in this league matter. And I'm going to show you how small details make a difference. Yes, this is the Pittsburgh touchdown. When I was talking about playing with injuries hurt if you're injured. Now you see that 6:26 in the game, 3rd and 10. Ball on the Steelers 25. Steelers come out, twins, tight end left, sidecar left. Somebody's probably going to motion, absolutely, because they've been doing that. They've been bunching up. So now you got trips right, sidecar left. Mostly you might get a run to the right. You got a tight end left too, excuse me. So you got two guys to cover on the left, the tight end, the top there, and you got a running back, sidecar left there. So somebody has to account for this tight end, and somebody has to account for this back out the backfield. But I believe both of these players at the top blitz, which I think is Vontae David, and the other is the defensive end. And then Quan's the third guy in from the top down. So everybody goes. So they're in max protection. So nobody has to cover the running back anymore. The tight end is uncovered. Look at Ben. As soon as the ball snapped, Ben's eyes is directly on Vance McDonald. So who has to cover Vance McDonald? It can't be the safety at the furthest closest to the bottom of the screen. It has to be the guy up top that's 5, 10, 13 yards from him. And he's in backpedal motion. See, he's backpedaling. Look at this. Look at this separation. And I believe the injury had something to do with this, because if you're not injured, there's no way you're backpedaling knowing you have this tight end in man coverage. This is your man. You are in man coverage, and you're backpedaling as if you're playing against Tyreek Hill in Kansas City, and even then you don't give somebody that much distance because he's going to catch you short, and then he's going to run past you. But let's just see what happens here. Oh, ball's gone. This is easy read. Blitz don't matter. So when you guys complain about blitzing and stuff like that, look at that. Look how much ground there is to cover. So he's turning on his route, and you are still 10 yards from him. Ball's caught, 5-yard distance, and he has time to turn upfield. Conte has a bad angle, comes up weak, and you got Kamehameha. You got finished. You got Mortal Kombat finished. Kamehameha Monday night. And we're going to watch this 3 times in a row. Just look at the separation. You know we're there. You came up weak. You got Clown on the sideline. Switzer's running up the sideline, my target player. Just look at that. Again. Blitz don't matter. Look how quick this ball is out. It doesn't matter. Gone. Doesn't matter. So, okay, we'll go back to when somebody was talking about Brent Grimes. We're talking about Brent Grimes and getting beat, and him having a groin injury played a part too, because I think Big Ben and the coaching staff and who was calling the plays saw that too, and that was second quarter. I'm not frozen. I'm just gonna come and look at the comments here and see where you guys is at. Oh, Jeremy, you love the Dragon Ball reference. Kamehameha. Oh, that's Goku. That's pretty much what happened. Fitz was blowing that after the whistle, and they blew, and nothing was called. Yes, there was a few times, but again, if they're gonna call that on Fitz, then that means they gotta call that on Sit and Ben too. I hate the damn roughing passer calls. Ben Flop went on JPP and McCoy hit his helmets, and it's called like, yeah. What's up, Scott? Bucs Life in the building. What's happening? Checking out film session right now. You got something? Toss it in there, Scott. You know you always got some good insight. All right. So back. We're in the second quarter now. Now let me tell you, details matter in game. And you guys don't get to see it, so I'm glad you guys are watching me. You guys get to see this. That you didn't see in the game before. Small details. This happened this happened early in the second quarter. I believe this is after the Chris Godwin fumble. Yes, it's right after the Chris Godwin fumble. Now these are two different plays here. And I'm showing the first play for a reason. Look, it's a standard handoff. Grimes misses the tackle. I think there was something they wanted to see. Overload left, counter back right. Pulling guard, reaches the end. Grimes made the tackle. It gets gingerly. Now, I bring this up for a reason because I'm sorry, I'm freezing because I'm reading comments. I bring this up for a reason because somebody obviously saw something and they wanted to see what Brent Grimes was going to do. Up on the last drive when we owned with 2:49 left. I just think we got a sink on that last drive. Okay. Now, with the run before, that was to set this up. You find a way to single up Brent Grimes on Antonio Brown. Brent Grimes is already playing 9 to 10 yards off of Antonio Brown right now. Safety's in the middle of the field. There's no help coming, buddy. You're on your own. So, with that being said, Grimes playing with the groin injury, you're not going to play aggressive. And the Steelers took advantage. Grimes is off. Big Ben wanted to see what coverage was. Sets back, takes a peek around. All right, they're not going to move. We're going to throw the screen. Boom. And right upfield, Brent Grimes on the ground. Right by it. Envis takes a bad angle and in for 6. Again, Grimes nowhere close. Evans bad angle. Tony Brown celebrating. Was right by you. See you later. One more time. Brown's not even close. And that's what I told you. That's what the run set up. You ran right at him the last play, and you ran a screen right back at him the next play. I'm not going to show all bad things with the Bucs, but you got to watch tape, and and these are the things that you learn that you know you need to fix later on. You got to look at these tapes, just like I'm doing, and I'm sure they did, and you got to learn from what happened to you. So we talking about 4:24 left in the game. Yeah, 4:24. And this time, this was good for us. Okay, I got the exact time because they have it. No, it's there. Okay. Let me pause and let me go to you guys' comments. Our defense shut them down in the second half, though. Almost came back. Absolutely, Jeremy. We were so conservative with, but okay, we already talked about that. What's up, Craig? Cheers to you too, buddy. Cheers, mate. All right. 3rd and 12. We're at 3rd and 12. Nickel D. And that twins in position again. And we get a sack on this play. They're in a defense I like to call wide and rush. Look at the amount of pressure. JPP is able to get the sack. And that's because of everybody else. Hold on. I wanted to show you guys that again. I want to cheat you. As we talk about all that other stuff. I'm going to cheat you. We talk about all the bad stuff, so I want to show you good stuff too. The importance of pass rush. 424. Rather do it on the coach's cam because it's more focused on the defensive front on that. I know Boston was kicking himself in the rear, but he actually played pretty good this game. Played really well. Jerome McCoy up top here over the tackle. He's more of a 4. He's in the Golston's at the 3 technique with Pierre Paul all the way at the 9 at the 5, and same thing with Vinny Curry on the other side. They use a tight end to block the chip JPP. Golston's able to take 2 blocks here. Connor's here for the middle of the block. And then you got Vinny Curry coming like a bat out of hell on the left. Beats the tackle. Kind of gets held. Misses the sack. Joe McCoy getting done dirty by the guard. Pulled down. And APP is able to come back and make that play because he only got chipped by the tight end and is able to come around and make that play. More 2:58 in the second quarter. This is the pick 6 that Ryan Fitzpatrick throws. And I'm showing you this because we helped ourselves to a pick 6 on this when we should have just took the open man and let it be that. I'm in the second quarter, right? 2:58. Then we're going to move to the Bears tape right after this. Bud Dupree is out of position and gets rewarded by a bad pass. Yeah, it's going to get better with time. I agree, Jeremy. Going to get better with time. Man, we got everybody on the line of scrimmage. Guard, tackle, 2 tight ends on it, 2 tight ends on both sides, 2 double on the right, 1 on the left, 1 receiver. Now watch this. Cameron Brate's at the top. You see the receiver at the top? Cameron Brate's the next guy in. Cameron Brate, free release, got 98 covering him. 98 gets more interested, and Chris Godwin gets all about Cameron Brate. Look at Cameron Brate, and you think Fitzpatrick has the time to throw this ball. There's nobody there. He's waiting for the running back. It throws the pick right to Bud Dupree for an easy touchdown. Easy touchdown. Or maybe he was throwing the break and just threw a bad pass, but Ryan Jensen gets beat bad. This is Ryan Jensen at center and gets beat bad by this nose tackle. He can't take a holding call there because it's a safety if he take a holding call. So it's just bad. You know, and let's go to a little bit of the Bears tape. These are the things that you're going to – his hand was touched on the play. Oh, yeah, Jeremy, it was hit. But, you know, Jensen got beat bad inside and forced. But when I showed you earlier, he had time to throw the ball. It's just – it just didn't get done. Long story short. So where are we at? Let's backtrack here. Let's go to week 3. Week 3, and we'll check out the Bears. So we've been watching a lot of film. I'm not going to bore you guys to death. Everybody keeps worrying about Khalil Mack. And this is the things that Khalil Mack brings to a team. The effects of a successful pass rusher, just like we're seeing in Jason Pierre-Paul. Where is it? We're at 142. The effects of effective pass rush. Khalil Mack is at the bottom. Man, just look at him out of that 3-point stance. And it is a jailbreak sack. Can't see much from that angle, so we're going to show you some coaches cam. Check this out. 4 down linemen. They move Leonard Floyd. Leonard Floyd standing in the center. And then that's Khalil Mack all the way to the right. And look at the way he comes out this stance. It's like, and comes at the angle and then dips back inside. There's 3 guys blocking Khalil Mack. Free man comes free. The guy in one-on-one is able to come through, sacks the quarterback, causes a fumble, and there's a sack. Let me show you guys that again. I'm sorry, I got so caught up in watching that and keep hitting the replay on that, you know what I mean? It's just so devastatingly fast. And then that's just what can happen if Fitzpatrick decides to hold on to the ball. Look at that. 3 guys block him. Unsuccessful. Khalil Mack still almost gets the sack. Somebody else comes through and makes the play. Just how quick it happens. And you got to get rid of that ball. And he actually has guys open too. That he's looking down at the rush. Guys running wide open. He's probably waiting for him to turn his head so he can throw it. But insane. Insane. I want to show you one more thing. The effects of having a successful run game, which we have lacked for quite some time now. And that's in quarter 1. They have David Johnson back at running back. This is the last thing I want to show you guys. With 7:20 left in the game. Oh, I said game. In the quarter. 7:20. The first quarter. Oh, whoops. Whoops. I wanted to see, not the Bears. I wanted you to see David Johnson back there and how the affects. Yeah, that's the wrong one. This is what I wanted you to see. Now, this is the effects of having a good running back. When you have somebody, need to pick up a play so he doesn't have to get a sack. No, okay, I'm just reading the comments. I'm sorry. And this is the effects of having a good running back. Everybody bites on David Johnson. Leaves the tight end wide open. Again, watch again. Everybody bites on Johnson. Look at that. Lost track of the tight end. One more time. Watch these backers. Ooh. And that's pretty much it, folks. That's the effects of having a good running game. You got to see some good tape on the stuff. So, I can't bore you guys any longer. We've been here, I think, an hour now. So, again, we'll end this as we always do. You're the master of everything. What you do with your life, what you do with it is entirely up to you. Thank you guys for supporting me and coming out here, watching my ramble on about the Bucs and showing my game tape and stuff like that. So I appreciate you guys taking the time doing that. Thanks for hanging around with me. See you guys next Thursday, 7 o'clock. Same bat time, same bat channel. Check me out at BUCnBLAKESports.com, IG, Instagram, social media, all the social media sites. Check me out there, and see you guys next week.